Hi campers, Gary here from selfinflatingmats.co.uk or Cross Camping, where you can come down and have a look at these self-inflating mats. So today we are talking about the Vango Comfort 10cm. This is the Comfort 10cm single. There is a Comfort 10cm grande and a 10cm double. The 10cm is the thickness. Most of them, the sizes will be in the specs, but they're about 2 meters long. The single is about 60 centimeters wide. I'd have to double check what the grande is. I think the double is about 130, but again the sizes will all be in there. Super comfy, being 10 centimeters thick. One thing I would say is, being a heavier chap such as I am, when I sleep on a self-inflating mat, I actually find when they're fully inflated they're a bit too firm. So that's where having a thicker mat comes into play, because you can actually let a little bit of air out and just make them that little bit softer. You've got a lot of adjustment on it. Obviously, being 10 centimeters thick, you've got more insulation. But yeah, if you're not that heavy, then you know the 7.5 centimeter for an adult might well be fine for you. So let's have a quick look at the valve. Let's come round here. So the 2018 models have a new valve. Now this valve here with that funny pattern, that will stop air getting out of the sim, the self-inflating mat. But if you turned it that way, that would allow air out but won't let air back in, and that's a good thing for when you're rolling them up. And you can turn it like that to let a lot of air in when it's inflating. So what we'll do is we'll fold that over so it's on that sort of setting. Now rolling these up, 10 centimeter ones, can be a little bit difficult. So what I would do, and it's probably easier on the ground, is roll and fold and maybe kneel on it if you're in your tent. And you can see that valve is letting air out, but it won't let any air back in, which will be handy when I do the second roll. So yeah, this is just a far quicker, far easier way to roll these up. So that valve, as you can see now, stops any air coming back in, and we've got a much thinner mat to roll up now. And I'm just doing this very fast, very quick. You could spend a bit more time. You could even do this a third time if you wanted. And we get to here and squash the last of the air out. These Vango Comfort mats do come with straps and a bag, and then you would put the valve in and you're there. And again, you could get that down a little bit smaller. So what we're going to do is we're going to inflate this now. So the way you would do this, you can turn it, as I said, that way, which is now letting air in, or you could in fact just do that to begin with, and that'll make it go much quicker. When you first buy these mats, they're a bit slower to inflate, but as you can see, once they've been used a little bit, they're super fast. And that new valve makes it much faster than the older valve that used to be on these Comfort mats. So again, I'm going to turn that way, and again that stops any air coming out but would allow air back in. But lovely mat. The fabric on this has a slight sort of brushed feel to it, which is quite good because it would grip the sleeping bag a little bit. Some of them are a bit shinier, so this has a very slight I suppose flock might be the word, slight flock to it. A lot of the manufacturers are now putting a rating on their mats, and exactly how that works, who really knows, but I imagine a 16 is better than a 10, better than a 5 on that rating, and that's to do with temperature, keeping you warmer with the insulation. But yeah, so that's Gary from selfinflatingmats.co.uk, or as I say, you can come down to the shop and you can try these mats and yeah, see what you think. Cheers.